Yes, this is the area where they rock and roll. We're in the desert of Nevada, the city that never sleeps, Las Vegas, for the $175,000 Pro Bowlers Tour from this fascinating, captivating city. Big field here this week, again for the tournament, and this is our 32nd visit. I'm Chris Schenkel, delighted that you join us on the telecast. Our field of four, interesting group. Here they are. In the number 4 position, Andy Neuer of Milton, Pennsylvania, looking for his first win, will go against Hugh Miller of Seattle. Next up, last week's champion, Parker Bohn III. Our tournament leader is the 1993 PBA president from Indianapolis, Mike Aulby. And in the final game, the newly crowned Las Vegas champion will face our king of the hill, Ron Williams of Fort Worth. My colleague of 19 years bowls from the right side. Nelson Burton Jr. Ball's a little different today, isn't it?
You're right, Chris. That is the big story here this week in Las Vegas. The left-handers completely dominated the field, and they out-averaged the right-handers by an amazing 13 pins a game all week long, and that set the scene for today's championship round. All the finalists are left-handers. Also, a major story is our king of the hill, Ron Williams. He's the only right-hander. He's going to have to make some adjustments to stay on top of that pack and defeat one of these lefties. However, Mike Aulby, our tournament leader, has such a sensational record here at the Showboat. He's won 4 times. He's been undefeated in his whole career in a championship round at the Showboat. He can make it an unprecedented 5th victory here in Las Vegas. And, Chris, there's a lot of money at stake for everybody.
A total of $175,000 here in Las Vegas, 35 to the winner, 18 to the runner-up, 10 and 8. And, of course, the winner here going against Ron Williams, King of the Hill, that's $5,000 bonus. So we're ready with match 1. In the sort of Washington Redskin colored shirt, Andy Neuer, a left-hander from Milton, Pennsylvania, 27 years old, won 4 regional titles.
Well, an inauspicious start, Chris. In the last couple of years, they have really struggled on the championship here, 59 and 60 here at the Showboat. And Andy Neuer starts off with some major problems here. The 2-4-7-10 split. Get the ball to the left of the two pin and drive it into the 10.
Nearly. Devastating open frame in the very first. And stepping in now, Hugh Miller. He's 6 titles, one of the 35 in today's field. Okay, beautiful shot. 1990, he was 5th here in Las Vegas at the Showboat Lanes.
Hugh Miller, kind of one of the secrets of professional bowling. He was an erratic player up until he was 30 years old, and he's 36 now. But since he has turned 30, he's had a phenomenal 70% cash rate on the PBA Tour, and that's experience paying off and a good conditioning.
So now he'll be faced with that situation on the left lane as we replay, Bo, that last shot.
Well, both the southpaws going high on the left-hand lane. You noticed how low Hugh Miller looked towards the foul line. He spots right down at the foul line. We've worked with the dots and arrows in past weeks. Hugh Miller looks right at the foul line.
Beautifully done. A little extra hard beater, too, but that's the way these professionals, you see that happen so often, able to convert. Now, let's see if this non-winner, Andy Neuer, can bounce back after first opening frame. Good. That'll help, won't it, Bo?
Well, that'll loosen him up, Chris. He gets a good break crossing over, and Neuer is just a kind of a solid player out here all the time. He has a pretty ideal style. Watch how he pushes the ball out to the left, but then he gets it a little bit behind his back, but keeps the ball so close to his right leg as he comes through. He just didn't quite have the ball speed on that. Andy, when he was bowling very well during the week, kept the ball speed up. Has to be aggressive.
My, oh my.
Well, once again, trouble on the left-hand lane. Now, in previous years, we haven't had many left-handers in the championship round. The righties have always struggled on the right-hand lane. You see the lefties struggling on the left-hand lane. The 3-7, get the ball to the right of the 3, drive it into the 7.
We're getting our early tips of the week, Nelson.
They need to make an adjustment tip, get that ball in the pocket, because you can't make those splits forever. Now Hugh Miller leads by 11.
Beautiful, powerful strike by Hugh Miller. Hugh elaborated earlier on a special hobby experience. Hugh?
Well, every summer, the unlimited hydroplanes come to Lake Washington in Seattle, and I really enjoy taking pictures and video. This summer, I just happened to get a video of a very spectacular accident. It was used on television, the local affiliate, and ESPN used it, and the local TV announcer, Steve Rabel, told me that I was in the wrong profession, so maybe I'll change careers one of these days.
Well, come and see Jack Cronin up here on one of our cameras, and he's the world's best, so you know you see Jack.
Interesting shot there, both off the lanes of the hydroplane accident and Hugh Miller's shot there. He made the adjustment on the lane for the high shot in the second frame, moved to the right on the approach and hit a light, broke down the 5-6-10, gets an easy spare.
Okay, we're in Las Vegas. There are high elevations in this area. A panoramic view of nearby Lake Mead. Look.
A kiss? No, I'm sorry. I don't think so.
Oh, no, please, no, baby, no.
Oh, not a good idea. Not now.
No, bad time.
Fight morning breath with Scope. Scope has 2 powerful ingredients that kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
Your kiss is ready. Pucker up.
Right on the kisser. Come on.
Kiss morning breath goodbye with Scope.
Give me that kiss.
Guess what motor oil gives you unbeatable wear protection? Give them a clue, Bert.
Quaker State.
What motor oil is unsurpassed in preventing sludge buildup?
Quaker State.
Now, guess what motor oil Bert uses?
Quaker State is one tough motor oil.
Good guess.
Hey, I'm vain. Of course I'm vain. That's why I comb my hair the way I do. I stay in shape the way I do. That's why I use Power Stick.
50% more wetness and odor fighters per stroke. Power Stick by Fabergé. Power that won't let you down.
I told you I was vain.
Our very first match is nearing a halfway point, and Hugh Miller has an 11-10 lead on Andy Neuer. This is Andy, excuse me, on the right lane.
Andy just completely lost, and he has never really done extremely well in the championship rounds. He's 3-4 record with a 203 average, and that's not going to get you any titles. He has to think his way through this early going in this match and not get too far behind.
Sustained influenza earlier in the week, and it's really had an effect on him, but he said that with each round he seemed to get stronger, but maybe some of the effects showing here today. Andy Neuer needed a sponsor a few years ago, and here's how he got one.
I was kind of fortunate. I was practicing one day, and Stephen, my sponsor, see me practicing, and he come up and asked me if I ever needed any money to let him know. And we started in the regional program. I won a couple regionals, and then we came on the national tour. And I made a couple shows, and so far been holding my own.
I like that, somebody coming up to you and saying, do you need any money, Bill?
That's it. Well, I'd go to you first, Parker.
I know. All right. But Andy is really a neat guy, 27 years old. Hugh Miller is a real veteran of 14 years, 6 PBA titles. That was a 5th frame shot with a spare working.
Well, once again, we see some players struggling on the championship round here in Las Vegas. Hugh Miller playing an inside line, throws the ball a little bit hard. The 3-5-9 spare. The key pin, the 9 pin. Avoid the chop of the 3 off the 5 and take out the 9. Hugh's
been on a lot of telecasts. This is his 20th, and you probably heard me talk in the past about his grandmother, Stella Urquhart, who has a historic ranch outside of Great Falls, Montana. Part of the Lewis and Clark journey on the Missouri River happened there, and Mr. and Mrs. Red Urquhart are in person here in the audience, Bo, watching their nephew bowl away.
And doing quite well, as he has a 26-pin lead through 5 frames. Well, for the folks at home that hear us talk about 9 300s this week at the Showboat, and then all of a sudden we come on the air and they have this type of bowling that you could almost find in league play, the only real explanation is this championship here, Chris, year after year, has not yielded scores for a number of years, and it looks like it's going to happen despite the left-handers today.
Hugh Miller. Now, Andy Neuer, baseball player in high school, 5'9", 165 pounds, his 5th television appearance.
Andy Neuer with the full grip, medium swing, playing extreme outside line. And, Chris, nothing seems to be working for these guys. You got one lefty playing in around the 3rd arrow and the other one out on the edge.
If you hear pinfall, that's the only right-hander here today, and that's our king of the hill, Ron Williams, warming up to meet the winner of the Las Vegas tournament. Okay, continuing to mark. That was a spare in the 6th frame, trailing by 24, so he's going to start striking. Capacity crowd here. Though 106 lanes here, 70 in this portion of it, newly decorated and beautiful. 6,500 league bowlers. Can you believe that?
Boy, oh boy, what a great operation. Largest bowling center in the United States. Well, Chris, they're doing a whole series of bowling tips here for us.
They are.
The 2, 4, 7, 8. You see Andy Neuer, that extreme outside line, kind of raising up at the line, and this is a tough spare.
First match in Las Vegas, where games of chance are ever present.
Hey, Willard Scott here, talking with the good folks who shop at True Value. The question, is it the personal service or the low prices?
Large selection, low prices, good quality merchandise that they do carry.
You go in the big chain stores and you try to find somebody to answer a question for you.
The value is good, the selection is great.
For personal service and low prices, bring your family to ours, the True Value family of stores.
Yes, there's definitely a personal touch here.
There are gut balls and gutter balls, and sometimes the trophy falls. But no matter what, you'll love the bowlers who have it all on ABC Sports Home Video, Bowling, the Perfect Game. Phone 1-800-CALL-ABC to order bowling's colorful history, narrated by Chris Schenkel and Nelson Burton Jr. This collector's home video can be yours to enjoy for only $14.98 plus $3.95 shipping. That's 1-800-CALL-ABC.
Skating royalty will be crowned. First, the wide-open field battles for the men's title. And tonight in a primetime special, Nancy Kerrigan goes out to the ladies' crown. The U.S. Figure Skating Championships begin next on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Figure skating, but right now, it's the best in bowling from Las Vegas. One of the best is Hugh Miller, leading by 28 in our first match against Andy Neuer. What a break, right, Hugh?
Well, in match game play, when you see your opponent struggling, as Andy Neuer is struggling, Hugh Miller with that 25-pin lead or 27-pin lead now, needs to just stay out of trouble and get marks. It doesn't look like Neuer can mount any challenge at all, but Hugh Miller avoids the 6-8 split, has a very simple spare. In his first 6 matches ever in the championship round, he was 6-0 with 2 Quaker State titles. But he only missed 1 spare, and that's his key. Fill those frames.
And, of course, that's where we head next week, to the Forum, Jeannie Halsey's Forum, the Quaker State Open. Here's Johnny Petraglia.
Thanks, Chris. Parker, last week you won the title.
And then in the King of the Hill match, it looked like you had just a little bit of a letdown. What are you going to do this week, should you get to the King of the Hill match, to prepare differently?
Well, when I get to the King of the Hill match, I'm just going to play it as a new game and go out there. I have 10 new frames. I'm going to go out there and beat my opponent, which is Ron.
Good luck, buddy.
All right. Parker Bohn III, who won last week in Phoenix, as you remember, and Johnny Petraglia, one of our Triple Crown champions, former president of the PBA, and Mr. Neat Guy. Andy Neuer, only his second strike of this match, Bo.
You're right, Chris. And Neuer, who has really struggled, has an outside chance to win.
Next Saturday, the world's top bowlers, yes, they'll try to strike it rich again, this time in Texas. Current King of the Hill, Ron Williams, leads the field at Grand Prairie for the $200,000 Quaker State Open. That's next Saturday at a special time. There's a special strike in the foundation frame for Andy Neuer. The time next week for Hugh Miller, who won there twice, 1 Eastern and Pacific, 12 noon Central on ABC Sports.
Well, Neuer stays right in the match with that double. Gets a crossover in the 8th frame, his first good shot in the 9th, and has put some pressure on Hugh Miller. Look at this, Chris. What a turnaround.
4, 6, 10. Good.
Well, right now, as the match sets, we're going to figure that the 4, 6, 10, that Hugh Miller gets the 6 and 10 pins. That would give him 162 through the 8th frame, or 9th frame, and he would only lead by 5 pins going into the 10th. And that's what it is. Comes down to the last shot. Amazing sport. Andy Neuer has lived on a thread. He got a crossover Brooklyn strike in the 2nd frame, converted the 3-7 split in the 3rd, and yet he's in position to possibly take the match. And he hasn't been close on the right lane yet. What's going through his mind?
Ooh. With a great deal of authority, that strike.
Well, Hugh came up with a pretty aggressive shot in the 9th frame and pulled it a little bit and paid the penalty with a 4-6-10 split. However, with a strike here, he would be in the 190s in a decent count. He cannot shut out Andy Neuer. Miller, a potential 192. Neuer, if he finishes with strikes in the 10th frame, 197. It's up for grabs.
Well, Hugh, with his gesture, you saw, did not like that, and who would?
Well, he gave it a little room, and the ball just never bit the lane. I'll bet you that ball didn't turn over 3 times on the way down the lane, just sliding in the oil. Leaves the 136. A conversion here would give him 182. Andy Neuer is going to need 1 strike to win the tournament.
Okay, pressure shot coming up as Parker Bohn III continues to stay loose, as does Mike Aulby, our tournament leader. Those are the next 2 bowlers, one after the other, you'll see, in this head-to-head competition.
Neuer must strike on this ball. No good, pal. He gave it room.
He did.
But leaves the 3-pin. He'll be 176. If he spares and strikes, it's going to be Hugh Miller against Parker Bohn in the semifinals.
As we repeat again, of our 4 finalists, they are all left-handers. Hugh Miller, winner of this first match, won twice at Grand Prairie, and he, of course, will be going there and will bring the finals a week from today. New time, 1 Eastern. Okay, it's 182 to 176. On moves Hugh Miller. ABC Sports presentation of the Professional Bowlers Tour will return after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Golf's legends play the Senior Skins game next Saturday on ABC Sports.
Ninjas do 2 things very well. They react. And they attack. Nothing blows them away like a Ninja. The AMF Ninja, available today.
Getting older is a little different than I thought it would be. I'll have to admit I'm a little slower now, but it occurs to me I might have been living too fast anyway.
Over 16 million Americans suffer from the pain of common arthritis, including Woody and Louise Paul. But with the help of Tylenol and regular exercise, it doesn't seem to keep them from having a pretty good time.
They say if you lose your sense of humor, you lose everything. Guess I'm pretty lucky.
For arthritis pain relief, Tylenol. It helps.
Sunday, ships ahoy, life's a beach. But beware of curious crabs on the show that's all it's cracked up to be. It's showtime on an all-new America's Funniest Home Videos Sunday. Monday will be a night to remember. From the Shrine Auditorium, music's hottest stars will perform live. Gloria Estefan, Michael Bolton, Bon Jovi, Chris Cross, Boyz II Men, Metallica, Billy Ray Cyrus, Winona, Bobby Brown, Reba McEntire, Vince Gill, and Michael Jackson. It's no video, it's live. The American Music Awards, Monday.
With the Lilac. Enter the Lilac in Rochester, New York. Bowl for over $1 million.
It's our 25th anniversary, and any bowler with a sanction average can win.
Have fun at the Lilac and bowl for great cash prizes. With the Lilac.
There's team, doubles, singles, and 4 new bonus singles events.
It's our 25th year. We plan to pay over $1 million.
Enter the Lilac.
Call 1-800-36-LILAC now. With the Lilac.
Rob Dixon has the forecast tonight on 27 News. The Professional Bowlers Tour, brought to you by AMF Bowling. AMF, an official sponsor of the PBA Tour. And by AC Delco Automotive Parts. AC Delco, it's like buying time.
All right, we're back again in Las Vegas. Showboat Lane's capacity crowd. This is a good deal here, Nelson Burton Jr., because Hugh Miller now would like to win at this place where he was once fifth. He does so in his first match, 182 to 176. But for the standing room only crowd, there is no charge. There are no ticket prices here. So next up, it is Parker Bohn III and Hugh Miller. But here first on the left, this is Pearl Keller, the first woman president of the Bowling Proprietors, the Writers Association of America, and Mark McDowell receives the Player of the Year award from Pearl on behalf of the membership. So here's the handshake now. Hugh Miller, who won that first match, goes against last week's winner of the Phoenix Open, Parker Bohn III.
Let's see if Hugh Miller loosens up a little bit here. He seemed very under control in the first match, but just had no shot from that inside line. There he moves a little bit farther out, and a good result.
Last week, you may recall, Parker Bohn III shot at 268 to Amleto Monicelli's 257, one of the exciting matches ever.
Shoot something like that today, he'll win it all hands down.
And that's the way the 1992 Japan Cup winner does it.
Two different styles out there in the championship. Parker Bohn using two different balls. Parker up here has just an ideal style. I think that he's going to be one of the all-time greats, even here at 29. Look at the high backswing. Now watch him tuck it inside out, and tremendous wrist action. He is one of the cleanest releases on tour right now. He's up there to try to get an early double. Chris, confidence and experience. Look what he's done. He's playing the outside line on the right-hand lane with one ball. He moved to the inside lane on the left-hand lane and used a different bowling ball. That is, the feel is different, the line is different, and he's made it work through two frames, and it's got early pressure on Hugh Miller.
And Hugh is plagued now with the 3-6 on the right lane. Hugh was Parker's doubles partner last year, and here they are head-to-head.
Five-step delivery, Hugh Miller almost identical to Parker Bohn at the bottom of the swing. Bohn a little bit lower than the line than Hugh Miller. Hugh doesn't get the reaction he wants, leaves the 3-6.
The winner of this match, if you just joined us, will go against our tournament leader, Mike Aulby of Indianapolis. Then the winner of this professional bowlers tournament in Las Vegas will meet our King of the Hill, Ron Williams. Again, 4, 6, 10.
Same shot he had in the 9th frame in his victory over Andy Neuer, except it was on the right-hand lane. And to put it mildly, Hugh Miller is completely confused, as you see from that low camera angle. The release of the left-hander doesn't like that result.
Strike spare open frame for Hugh Miller. With a double up shooting in the 3rd, Parker Bohn. Three-bagger. Parker has accomplished a great deal at age 29, but you know his sights are aimed even higher.
Well, I really look forward to sometime in the 1990s to be PBA Player of the Year. That is a goal that I've looked forward to the past 4 or 5 years since I've had success out here. As far as all-time leading money winner, well, that's a long way down the road, but I guess it's a future achievement that I will look forward to if it should happen.
Well, he's surely off to a good start this year with his victory last week in Phoenix. In the driver's seat in this match, 32-pin lead. Parker Bohn going to stand to the right side of the approach, go across the center lane, go for the 2-4.
We're in Las Vegas. Not far from here, St. Jude's Ranch for Children, nearby Boulder City. Children have a safe haven when they have been abused, neglected, and troubled.
We've had Oblays for 16 years. I mean, this Oblay. My husband uses it for all of his hunting and fishing trips. He and the dog absolutely love that car. Someday, when even AC Delco Parts can't keep it going, we'll just park it out back so he and the dog can sit in it and reminisce.
AC Delco Parts. It's like buying time.
45, even 45 days, even 47 per pound, $4,700 phone, one time, young 47.5.
What'll it be, fellas?
Make it a Bud Light.
Sorry, this is the last one.
Well, I think I've been. I can take that one.
What do you want to give for it? I'm a 2 and a 10, give me 10, a 20 bid, give me 20 now, 30, give me 30 now, 40 bid, give me 40 now, 50, give me 50 now, 60 bid, give me 60 now, 70, give me 70 now, 80.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Bud Light, please.
Sorry, boys. This is the last one.
Don't sleep late this week.
Get up, baby.
Because Bowman's Best are hitting the lanes 2 hours earlier for the Quaker State Open next Saturday on ABC's Pro Bowlers Tour.
Yes, next Saturday it is, the $200,000 Quaker State Open. Grand Prairie, Texas. Special time 2 hours earlier, 1 p.m. Eastern, Pacific, 12 Central.
Hugh Miller, the full grip. He's got his fingers tucked in there. Needs to get some strikes going.
4-7.
Well, that wasn't even a really good shot for Hugh. He didn't bend his knees down, and so he dumped the ball into the foul line. It bounced as it left his hand and just had a erratic shot. 4-7 spare. You see the ball heading right down almost the center of the lane. Avoids the 4-7-10 split. Hugh needs to get his act together against a very aggressive Parker Bohn who leads by 32 pins.
And now to our On the Approach reporter, Johnny Petraglia. Little audio problem. It was Johnny there with Mike Aulby. We'll get back to them after we correct that technical problem. Now Hugh Miller moves over to the left side, Bo.
Hugh Miller is just recomposing himself here. He has to get his thoughts together. He's got one win under his wings today, but right now he has to get something going against Parker Bohn. And what he's doing is, as he struggles, he's going high, 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 and so we teach the proper move. If you miss right, move to the right. When he moves to the right, it looks like the center of the lane is very dry today, and he's getting no reaction. I think the only savior for him would be to the extreme outside line, such as Parker Bohn is playing, out by the first arrow.
And here is Parker. The winner of this tournament in Las Vegas will get $35,000 today.
Parker, the full grip also, playing that extreme outside line.
Beautiful shot. Speaking of beauty, coming up next on ABC's Wide World of Sports, we'll see champions going at it in the United States Figure Skating Championships presented by Visa. First, Todd Eldridge tries for his third U.S. title in the men's final live. And tonight, in a primetime special, our live coverage continues as Olympic medalist Nancy Kerrigan. Beautiful. Duels former champion Tanya Harding for the ladies' crown. That's all this afternoon and tonight, right here on ABC.
A lot of ice skating action, a lot of action on that ball by Parker Bohn as he got the result he wanted on the left-hand lane. And that looks like the key lane to victory today, as he really has Hugh Miller on the ropes here in the 6th frame.
Parker, however, with 5 strikes and 6 frames. Hugh here being watched by his aunt and uncle and also his wife Donna. And back home, his dad Rudy, who has sustained a stroke, and we hope that he'll recover completely soon.
Key shot for Hugh. He needs to make a move on this left-hand lane and have it work to challenge Parker Bohn in this match. Here he moved outside and almost worked. Very confident looking Parker Bohn in the driver's seat. 43-pin lead.
So it's marking for Hugh Miller. Too little, perhaps, here in his second match, but we'll be back.
This is the end of how you think about dandruff shampoo, of Head & Shoulders as you now know it. Now it's better. Because new Head & Shoulders gets to 10 times more of the places dandruff starts to help prevent flakes. Would you try this with your ordinary shampoo? I think not. No other shampoo has this formula. New Head & Shoulders. This could be the end of flakes. Period.
Hey, Pat! Willard, what are you doing here? Shopping. Yeah, me too. Can't resist True Value's great prices, huh?
Well, you know, it's a personal service I like. You just can't get that at those big chain stores.
Yeah, and with 7,000 stores buying together, they sure have some great prices.
You already said that.
Yeah, but it's true, Pat. These are great prices.
With great service.
And great people.
Like a family.
Does this mean we're brothers?
Well, let's say cousins.
Cousins?
Twice removed.
She won an Olympic medal, but never a national crown. Now Nancy Kerrigan goes to the gold at the U.S. Figure Skating Championships live tonight on ABC Sports.
We're in our second match of the afternoon on the Showboat in Las Vegas. Parker Bohn, last week's Phoenix Open champion, has a 43-pin lead on Hugh Miller, leaving the 4-7 on the right lane.
Well, Parker could have put the match away with a strike there, but kind of gives a little opening to Hugh Miller. Right now, Parker Bohn going at a 226 pace. Hugh Miller a potential 215, but he has to string some strikes.
Okay, John Petraglia's mic is now working. Let's listen.
Thanks, Chris. Mike, there's a lot of talk about left-handed dominance on our tour. Is that unique to our sport, or do you think Babe Ruth and Jimmy Connors have gone through the same thing?
I don't really think they would do the same thing, but anytime you have lane conditions and things like that, you're going to breed controversy with the lefties and that, but week in and week out, it evens itself out.
Good.
And, of course, one of the 4 left-handed bowlers in our field today, Parker Bohn.
Chris, I talked to Parker last night, and he said the only problem he's had this week were with 2-7 combinations, such as the 2-4-7-8 and the split he's got up there right now, the 2-7. Let's see if he can overcome it. And he's taking a little extra time. I'm sure he's going with some big-time speed.
Could almost race at Indianapolis with that speed, Nelson.
You betcha. And very confident. Look, I'll tell you, he has not only got one of the great games on tour, but he's on a roll, and he just oozes with confidence out there. And he has Hugh Miller in trouble. Hugh's got to get some strikes right here.
Leaving a 10-pin. Our statistician today, as he has been since recovering from surgery, is a new man, Butch Soper, our California buddy, and he's been making a little cash out here on the tour as well. Making a ton today as our scorekeeper, though. All right. That was Hugh Miller. Tomorrow on ABC Sports, Pizza Hut College basketball tips off with a regional doubleheader. Coverage begins at 1:30 Eastern as DePaul takes on the University of Massachusetts. Florida meets Tennessee, or Arizona State battles Louisville. Then, defending national champion Duke tries to slam dunk Florida State. In the Pac-10, UCLA hosts Cal, or in the Big 8, Oklahoma State travels to Missouri. So check your local listings for the games in your area. That's tomorrow, ABC Sports. Pizza Hut, college basketball.
Kind of an uneventful semifinal game here. Hugh Miller never getting on track. Looks like he's going to take home a $10,000 paycheck. With a conversion here, he beat a 182 pace. Parker Bohn in the driver's seat.
Phoenix Open champion, continuing on his striking ways here in the second match.
Parker doesn't take much time. He doesn't even have to wait for his ball to come back. 2 balls on the rack, playing in the outside line on the right-hand lane, and the inside line with a hard ball on the left-hand line.
So for Hugh Miller, it'll be a $10,000 check. Andy Neuer receiving $8,000 for finishing 4th as a loser to Hugh Miller in the very first game. But a man that goes on like Parker Bohn III has a chance for $35,000 for a match against King of the Hill champion later for a $5,000 bonus. King of the Hill champion is Ron Williams.
Little luxury afforded to Parker Bohn here. He had this match locked up. He got the first strike in the 10th frame. Then he switched to a different ball and tried a different line because he knows he's going against Aulby, who has never in his career, spanning back to the decade of the 70s, lost a game on this pair of lanes. That will be the next match. That was a strike shot, Chris. Looking for the strike part.
Okay. What a luxury. 232 for Parker Bohn.
Yeah, the crowd kind of upset that he missed that, but
you know, this week, Choice Hotel International's Tip of the Week features my sidekick, my buddy, my friend, Bo Burton. Watch and listen, coming up.
ABC Sports presents a winning never gets old bowling tip, sponsored by Choice Hotels International. Here's bowling great Dick Weber.
With me today is Bo Burton, winner of 17 national PBA titles and a new member to the Senior Tour. Bo, here you are 30 years ago when flexibility and endurance were just a few of the weapons you used to outmuscle your opponents. Today, you look just as fit and trim as you did then. What have you done to maintain this level of fitness?
Well, Dick, I find it's more important as I get older to work on my legs and my forearm. Number one, the legs, because that's what you need to get power on the ball and speed. And I use an exercise called a lunge. I drive out till my knee is at a 90-degree angle, then drive back. Drive out with the other leg until my knee's at a 90-degree angle. This exercise simulates the pivot step. This is the most important step in the bowling. This is the second to last step, and this is where you're driving through into the sliding area. That's where you get ball speed, and that's so important. And the second group is the wrist. I like to take a light weight and just curl it down to the tip of my fingers and then roll it all the way up and hold it. Do that a number of times until you get that burning sensation in the forearm. Now, this will make the wrist much stronger. You get more revolutions on the ball with a strong wrist and obviously more strikes.
So, according to Bo, a few simple exercises can add many years to your enjoyment of the sport of bowling because winning never gets old.
Look for more ABC Sports Winning Never Gets Old bowling tips. Sponsored by Choice Hotels International.
There are gut balls and gutter balls. And sometimes the trophy falls. But no matter what, you'll love the bowlers who have it all on ABC Sports Home Video, Bowling the Perfect Game. Call 1-800-4ABC-VCR to order bowling's colorful history. Narrated by Chris Schenkel and Nelson Burton Jr. This collector's home video can be yours to enjoy for only $14.98 plus $3.95 shipping. That's 1-800-4ABC-VCR.
You know, I'm always teaching bowlers how to put fingers into the shot, not just the ball. But you can also use your fingers to save money. If you're 50 or over, just call 1-800-4CHOICE, and you can save 30% at Choice Hotels like Quality, Comfort, Clarion, and Sleep. 30%. Now that's what I call aiming for the pocket.
Travelers 50 and over save 30% at any of the 7 brands in the Choice Hotels family.
A 40-year-old woman who loves a kid cereal. Just doesn't add up.
Brave adults challenge the notion that Kellogg's Frosted Flakes are just for kids.
I face 5 alarmers, and I can't face my 5-year-old at breakfast.
Proving again that even the most courageous can't resist that sweet crunch in cold milk.
I love them, but I can't tell you why.
The secret's out. Frosted Flakes have the taste adults have grown to love. They're great.
Recap now of our professional bowlers tour from Las Vegas. Hugh Miller defeating Andy Neuer, 182-176 in the first match. Then last week's winner, the Phoenix Open, Parker Bohn III, with 7 strikes, eliminates Miller 232-179. In now against a great champion, Mike Aulby, Parker Bohn III, the winner to meet, Ron Williams, the king of the hill, and here he is, Jim Bennett, Senior Vice President of Brunswick, Chairman of the Salute to Champions dinner on February 13th. It's 4th edition, where Steve Bornstein of ESPN, Frank Modica of Showboat, and others to be honored at a black tie affair in Bo's hometown.
St. Louis, Missouri, Chris. Everybody looking forward to it. Look at the size of the field this week. 271, kind of low average is 198, 211 to make the top 24. This was a 56-game format, as you see some of the players who were in contention. Brian Goebel, the high righty, bowled very well this week. Deadeye in 7th place. Mazza making a comeback after a year layoff. Rookie of the Year, Jason Couch. Mark McDowell, Bowler of the Year. The Rock in 17th. Johnny Petraglia, who is our guest announcer today, had a little hip problem, but still stole some money. Justin Romex, solid player, and Ken Moscato round out the top 24, and now we have a tough match here. As you see, Mark McDowell finishing off. The Quaker State $200,000 on 2 hours early next week. And then we move on to the True Value in Peoria, Illinois.
That's right. And then there it is, Peoria, the state of Illinois. Right on that great river. And from the banks of the White River in Indianapolis, Indiana, the current president of the PBA, our tournament leader, Mike Aulby. In his career, he's earned $1,262,210. 5th on the list, headed by Marshall Holman's $1.5 million. Smooth and easy.
Boy, he's got that Indiana demeanor, Chris. Tough inside and cool outside. All you guys look that way from Indiana, I'll tell you.
Thank you.
He's got a tough cookie ahead of him, though, as you see Parker Bohn bowling for the title 2nd straight week.
Young man who started bowling Howell Lanes in Freehold, New Jersey. Not only bowled there, but was married to Mary on the lanes in Howell Lanes.
Here's a key shot for Parker. He had no competition against Hugh Miller as he struggled. But Parker got a couple of light hits on this left-hand lane. If he can hit this lane, he'll stay close to Aulby.
Did get a break.
Yes, he did, Chris. He blew out that 10-pin. He had the 3, 5, 10 standing. Coming in light, as we talked, he had trouble with this lane earlier. Just tips the 10-pin out, has the 3, 5, got to avoid the chop. And you'll see two different styles with these players. Aulby probably has the slowest speed for any top player in the world today. He rolls that ball about 15 or 16 miles an hour, and when he can get it in the pocket, he very seldom ever gets tapped.
Has this wonderful and complete follow-through, doesn't he?
Yes, he does, Chris, and his pin action is reminiscent of one of the all-time greats, as you saw him tap out the 7-pin there of Ned Day, one of the great champions of the 30s and 40s. You see Aulby's style, 4-step delivery, very standard, tucks that swing in, watch it go right next to his right leg, and a very trusting shot, as you picked out, Chris, the good solid follow-through. Look at the 4, pop out the 7, and that has been the difference all week long as Aulby just lapped the field.
So it's 3 in a row for Mike Aulby. Won the United States Open in 1989. National championship twice. Parker Bohn, 9 titles, including last week. Oh yes. Strike, spare, strike for Parker.
Tribute to Parker Bohn's match game ability. He has never lost the lane 60. That's one of the keys to great match game bowling. He's had trouble off and on in 59. Needs to make an adjustment, as you see Aulby very confidently with his 20-pin lead. But Parker needs to hit this lane to stay close. Well, his most feared split this week, the 2-7, he converted in the last match, but he had a big lead at that time. Now he's behind, and if he doesn't make this, he'll fall in arrears by 32 pins.
Tough break for the Phoenix Open winner Parker Bohn III today in Las Vegas.
Right now, he didn't throw the ball as hard as he did in the previous game and cause enough slide. The ball doesn't deflect from the 2 into the 7. Parker Bohn really in trouble, trailing by 32.
Now, as we leave for a moment, here's a memento from Las Vegas's past.
Uses an aluminum salt. These 2 use aluminum and magnesium. Of all these, only Tums helps wipe out heartburn and gives you calcium you need every day.
That's just peachy for them. But I've got this gas problem.
No problem. Tums makes an anti-gas antacid too.
Ninjas do 2 things very well. They react. And they attack. Nothing blows them away like a ninja. The AMF Ninja, available today.
Mike Aulby, our tournament leader, has stepped in on the approaches of our championship pair to meet Parker Bohn III, who got there by defeating Hugh Miller. Aulby in the lead by 32, 3 in a row, fourth frame. Mike Aulby, PBA president for the next 2 years, outlines his main goals for the PBA.
I think we really need to publicize one of our biggest attributes, and that is that we are the most successful athletes in professional sports in the country. That's something that we mingle with the fans day in and day out on a personal basis, and I think we could really use that to our advantage.
And if you've never been to a PBA tournament, you miss a lot of the enjoyment. I know it's enjoyable at home, but more fun seeing the live action. Well, Mike, too, now has faced reality, or will face it in a moment. Well, a big split, and we talked about the slow speed of Mike Aulby, but it's a high-risk, high-reward shot. Aulby with the soft speeds, gambling, he can send it wide and carry every shot, but when he makes a mistake with that soft speed, you don't break up any splits. He'll just go for the 6 and 10, get the wood. Remember, he had started out with 4 in a row. He has 115 through the 5th frame. Now, after an open, Parker Bohn III, last week's winner, will be shooting in the 5th. Not much room for error out there. If you throw the ball a little too hard, it skids too much. You pull it a little bit, it goes high. You throw it too soft, it wanders. Nobody's really been able to nail down the championship pair. However, Parker Bohn, with a conversion here, would trail by 27. He's got 5 frames left if he needs to capture his 2nd consecutive championship. Okay, here again is Johnny Petraglia.
Thank you, Chris. Ron, you bowled tremendous the first week to win the title. The next 2 weeks you struggled a little bit. Is it possible that you're concentrating so hard on the King of the Hill match on Saturday that you might have looked past the tournament?
Well, I'm trying to just block out the King of the Hill match during the week and trying to bowl the best I can, game by game and day by day out here. And when it comes to Saturday, I'll focus in on King of the Hill and hope that I can win it.
Good luck.
And last week it was Parker who bowled Ron Williams, to whom John just talked. I wouldn't have given Ron Williams a bit of a chance here, as you see Parker Bohn leave a solid 7 on the left-hand lane coming into today because the lefties bowled so well this week. However, today they've only averaged 192. That puts Ron Williams back in the driver's seat. Mike Aulby had a record-setting year in the PBA. Won nearly $300,000 one year. Coming up next, ABC's Wide World of Sports, as we look at Tammy Aulby. You'll see the same kind of beauty and artistry at the United States Figure Skating Championships, presented by Visa. Todd Eldridge tries for his 3rd U.S. title in the men's final live this afternoon. And then tonight, you're looking at Olympic medalist Nancy Kerrigan, dueling former champion Tanya Harding, and Nancy trying for her first ladies' crown. It's After Us, the men's on ABC Sports, the ladies tonight. Aulby disturbed by something, I guess, to his right there and throws the ball too wide, and he's opened the door for Parker Bohn. Aulby open in the 5th frame on the left-hand lane, and here in the 7th frame, he has given himself, he needs to get the ball to the right of the 3-pin. 3 drives into the 7. The ball will take out the 6. If he doesn't make it, the match is right down to less than 20 pins. All out for it, Mike Aulby. So here in our title game in Las Vegas, gets closer. We'll be back.
Over the years, I've made a lot of trips back and forth to Vegas.
How's it going this trip, Todd?
The odometer was broken for over 50,000 miles. So I say we've got 300,000 miles on this car.
Hi, George.
I've had a longer relationship with this car than I've had with any woman.
Hi, George. How are you?
This beauty's a living example of what can be done with proper maintenance and AC Delco.
Hi, George.
AC Delco parts. It's like buying time.
Some people get nasal congestion, but if you get sinus congestion, use a sinus spray like Sinex. Only Sinex has a decongestant plus Vicks Vapors, so you can feel your swollen passages open up. For sinus, think Sinex.
Guess what motor oil gives you unbeatable wear protection? Give them a clue, Bert. Quaker State. What motor oil is unsurpassed in preventing sludge buildup? Quaker State. Now, guess what motor oil Bert uses? Quaker State
is one tough motor oil.
Good guess.
Don't sleep late next week.
Get up, baby.
Because Bowden's Best are hitting the lanes 2 hours earlier for the Quaker State Open next Saturday on ABC's Pro Bowlers Tour.
For 32 years, we've been coming to the Showboat. And here in 1993, Parker Bohn III, trailing now by only 16, spare up 7th frame.
Got a hook.
Boy, you heard Parker and the microphone he's wearing say you got a hook, and that ball did. Head pin flying to the right sideboard and sails back right in front of the 7. That's 2 frames in a row he's gotten a bad break. 6th frame was a solid 7. 7th frame, a light 7. But he has shown that he can hit this pair and string some strikes.
Remember, the winner will meet the king of the hill, Ron Williams, who is practicing from the right side.
Mike Aulby, 143 pace through 7 frames. Parker Bohn, a potential 2. I'm sorry, Aulby has 143 through 7. Bohn with a strike would be 126, 17 pins behind, yet 3 big frames left.
No.
Well, completely unsettled on lane 59. That doesn't make any difference which one of the left-handers have been out here. We see the right-handers when Ron Williams comes in. It'll be lane 60 that has been the key for the righties over the years. If he can hit 60, he'll be competitive.
Now getting up is a 32-year-old that won his first title, the PBA National, when he was 19 years and 95 days old. He's won 19 more since. Player of the Year in 1985, Mike Aulby. Eighth frame.
Well, Aulby's in an elite company, Chris. You mentioned he's won 20 PBA titles, and here's the other players that have won 20 titles. It's Earl Anthony, Dick Weber, Marshall Holman, Mark Roth, Don Johnson, and Dick Retker. Add Mike Aulby to that. Just 7 players have won 20 titles. That is an elite group.
There's Tammy Aulby, mother of Chris. Lefties, Earl Anthony winning 41, Mike Aulby second in line with 20, then Dave Davis, Steve Cook, and Johnny Petraglia, 14.
You want to show you how confused a player is. Aulby, you could hear the microphone for him to yell for that ball to hook. Now, look at this. He's yelling hook right now, and he thinks it needs it to hook a little bit more, and he didn't realize it would break that much, and he almost left the 6-7-10 split. That's when you're confused. You should be yelling stop and not hook. Aulby, the full grip, easy spare at the 6-pin.
Mike Aulby, whose hobby is collecting the bowling balls with which he wins tournaments.
Well, right now, he might not have a ball to collect if Parker Bohn has anything to say about it. Bohn's still in the match, needs to throw 3 strikes to take the lead.
Wow.
Great shot that was.
A cruel game.
Well, he's just mumbling to himself. The 2-4-7-8. Once again, that is the combinations giving him trouble all week. He missed the 2-7 split earlier in this match. And this is one spare he's really got to work on because he cannot win if he doesn't make it. Barring a gutter ball or a foul by Aulby, if Bohn does not strike here twice in the 10th, it's all over. So let's rephrase that. It's mandatory that Parker Bohn strike on the next 2 shots. Well, Aulby knows the score. Parker's face tells the score.
Disappointing for Parker Bohn.
Mike Aulby just needs 4 pins and stay behind the foul line in the first shot. He'll become his 21st title and go on to meet Ron Williams in the shootout. That's a winner right there.
Only pro to be Rookie of the Year and Player of the Year.
Amazing record by this young man. He has won 5 titles at the Showboat, never has lost a match on this championship pair, and now he has the 1993 title, and he'll go against Ron Williams for the King of the Hill Championship next game.
Leaving a 6-10 in this, the championship match in Las Vegas. Tammy's sister is married to another left-hander, professional Steve Cook. To 180. ABC Sports presentation, the Professional Bowlers Tour, will return after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Stay tuned.
Well, we're almost there. Yeah, 3 years of digging and digging. But soon, our first taste of freedom. Here we are. Push.
What'll it be, boys?
2 Bud Lights, please.
Sorry, fellas, but we're all out.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
You know, Larry, we really should carry more Bud Light.
Hey, Willard Scott here at True Value with my friend Pat Summerall.
And we're asking shoppers what they like best about True Value. Is it personal service?
Or low prices?
You can always count on a good buy when you come in True Value.
Personal service here.
It's quick and easy access. You're not tied up all day just to do quick shopping.
For personal service
and low prices, bring your family to ours.
The True Value family of stores.
Would you shop here the rest of your life?
Oh, yes.
I don't like soldier boys.
I think war's just been declared.
Clint Eastwood's taking no prisoners.
Let's move.
In Heartbreak Ridge, Sunday.
I'm Chuck Rhodes, and this is my friend Pam. At the United Cerebral Palsy Center, they have many goals. But what they really need requires just one phone call from you. On January 24th, join WHTM and stars from Hollywood and New York in raising money to help people with cerebral palsy. Your donation will give education and special care to many people right here in central Pennsylvania. The United Cerebral Palsy Telethon, that's January 24th at 10:30 on Channel 27 WHTM.
You're about to see the power of subliminal advertising.
Now, can you name bowling's hookingest and bashingest ball? It's the Rhino Pro line in several distinctive urethane formulations to improve any game. Catch the Rhino Pro at one of these official Rhino Pro shops.
The ABCs of SEX next month on 27 News.
I'm now Mike
Michaels reporting from Phoenix, Arizona, the site of the 1993 United States Figure Skating Championships. And coming your way in about a half hour, coverage of the men's final, live, featuring the leader, Mark Mitchell. You'll also see Scott Davis and Todd Eldridge performing, and also the Ice Dancing Championship from Phoenix on ABC's Wide World of Sports. Be with us.
Here's our tournament summary. Hugh Miller defeated Andy Neuer 182 to 176. Miller moved on against Parker Bohn, who was victorious 232 to 179. Then Mike Aulby, tournament leader, defeated Parker Bohn. So that means, as a tournament leader winning the championship here, $35,000 to Aulby. Bohn, the runner-up, 18. Miller, 10. Andy Neuer, $8,000. Okay. Time for the King of the Hill, Bo, and our King of the Hill is a right-hander who last week did a marvelous job.
Yes, he did, Chris. He bowled 246 last week, and he struggled all week long. He finished 102nd, but he made some adjustments, and this is the kind of shots he threw in the King of the Hill match last week against Parker Bohn. He's going to need some more of that. As you see, 3 consecutive wins by anybody would be a $10,000 bonus. If Ron Williams can win today, he'll go to the Quaker State in quest of that $10,000 bonus next week.
King of the Hill, Ron Williams winning the AC Delco Championship, our first in our 32nd year at Gable House in Torrance, California. He's the king. He was a challenger, and he won last week. So look at the looseness now for this King of the Hill head-to-head matches compared to how they looked during the actual tournament, Nelson.
Different dollars, Chris. A little more at stake for Ron Williams than Mike Aulby, but anybody on the tour would like to get on that King of the Hill and stay up there. Ron's been there. This is his 2nd consecutive week.
And the right-hander leaves the 10-pin.
The confidence with which a right-hander, Ron Williams, attacked the left-hand lane and the kind of tentative way the left-handers have attacked this lane shows up. Now the key for Ron Williams is going to be the right-hand lane. Lane 60 has been the stopper for righties over the year in this championship pair.
This is a winner-take-all match, $5,000. Mike Aulby up now, his first shot in the King of the Hill match, winning $35,000 and gaining his 21st championship. The crowd tells the story.
You bet. We've seen this split 4 times today. The 4, 6, 10. It seems like when you go through the middle here at the Showboat, you pay the maximum penalty. Aulby will just go for 2, the 6 and 10.
So it's a spare for Williams, and open in the first for Mike Aulby.
Let's set up these 2 players. Okay. Williams has the hot roll. He won the AC Delco, won the King of the Hill Challenge last week, and has bowled well in all 3 tournaments. Mike Aulby, the highest percentage TV winner in the history of the PBA. He's a .625 percentage of all his championship matches and has never, ever lost a game on this pair in more than 14 years. 9 frames will tell another story.
A 4-7 for Mike Aulby, who is an ardent, avid baseball card collector. So is Ron Williams, of whom we're looking now. He's most prized the 1955 Sandy Koufax rookie card. Pins. That's the lead by Ron Williams by virtue of a spare and an open spare for Aulby. 2nd frame for the resident of Texas.
Harry.
It's from East St. Louis, now Fort Worth.
Ron Williams has a unique takeaway where he pushes the ball out to the right of his target. But the key in all bowling is to rewind, get that ball in that perfect position. He tucks it right next to that left leg and just goes right through the shot. Very steady with his footwork. He has the full grip on the ball. He tucks the pinky finger, and he could put Mike Aulby behind by 21 pins with a strike.
Hold it, baby.
4.
Well, he's the first player we've seen come out today that hit around the pocket on both lanes. He's had a 10-pin strike, 4-pin. So Williams at least has the pair zeroed in. Aulby looking away, does not watch his opponent at all.
Your ankle.
King of the Hill, Ron Williams.
Aulby, one of the few 4-step deliveries out here on the PBA Tour, and he is really a stickler for his footwork and his shoes. He always keeps his shoes perfectly clean. He's solid at the line. 4 steps, very methodical, hits that line solid.
Now Mike Aulby has one of each, an open, a spare, and a strike. He is the Las Vegas winner, $35,000. If you just joined us, going against the King of the Hill champion, won it last week against Parker Bohn, 246 to 210, Ron Williams.
Jeez, bad break, partner.
Oh.
Aulby, who took both of his re-racks. He gets 2 re-racks each game, and he has taken them through the 4 frames, and he likes the shot when it comes off his hand, but he surely doesn't like the result, the solid 8.
Goodness.
Just no deflection of that bowling ball going through the pins.
Got that one, however. An ardent hockey fan, Mike Aulby from Indianapolis. Back with more of the King of the Hill match following this.
You know, I'm always teaching bowlers how to put fingers into the shot, not just the ball. But you can also use your fingers to save money. If you're 50 or over, just call 1-800-4-CHOICE, and you can save 30% at Choice hotels like Quality, Comfort, Clarion, and Sleep. 30%. Now that's what I call aiming for the pocket.
Travelers 50 and over save 30% at any of the 7 brands in the Choice Hotels family.
Hey, I'm vain. Of course I'm vain. That's why I comb my hair the way I do. I stay in shape the way I do. That's why I use Power Stick.
50% more wetness and odor fighters per stroke. Power Stick by Fabergé. Power that won't let you down.
I told you I was vain.
I'll never go back to denture paste or powders again.
Here's why. C-Bond Denture Adhesive. 2 powerful adhesives in a soft, micro-thin seal bonds dentures to your gums. Can hold comfortably all day.
You'll never go back to paste or powders again.
C-Bond.
Get ready for some rim-rattling, sharp-shooting, fast-breaking action. Pizza Hut College basketball tips off with a regional doubleheader Sunday on ABC Sports.
Bowlers Journal Man of the Year, the Commissioner of the Professional Bowlers Association, Mike Connor. King of the Hill is Ron Williams.
Carry.
According to Ron Williams, the current King of the Hill, he has a definite edge.
Well, I feel I have a better advantage today because I'm going to be bowling against the left-hander in the King of the Hill, obviously. And there's no other right-handers on the TV show to spread the oil around on the right side of the lane, where I'll have a much better shot to the pocket frame by frame.
And he's proven that so far, Chris, as he's hit the pocket every shot.
It would have given him a 21-pin lead. That's what I say.
Well, he's been in the pocket. Solid 10 the first, strike in the second. 4-pin the third, strike in the fourth. Solid 10 here in the fifth. He hasn't been able to put Aulby away. Only 11 pins separate the 2 players through 5 frames. Well, he looks shaky, partner, on those spares, doesn't he?
That competition you just saw those slots. It's just outside the door to my right.
Strange pin action for Aulby there. He hits light, and you think he'd get a strike, and he almost leaves a 6-7 split. Head pin coming off the sideboards, chopping the 6 out, and he's been left with the 7 pin.
Next week to Grand Prairie, Texas, the Forum, Jeannie Halsey's Quaker State Championship.
On at 1 o'clock Eastern, Hugh Miller will be going there. He has won the title twice. Aulby will be there. Ron Williams will be there.
$200,000 Quaker State Open.
Aulby and 10 on that target.
I wonder if Burt Reynolds will be there.
He may be. He hasn't told me that he's canceled out. That's all I can tell you, partner. He may be. Ron Williams, the full grip, tucks that pinky. Both the players in the championship round using reactive resin bowling balls today. High risk, high reward balls. They carry well, but sometimes hard to hit the pocket.
Yeah! What a break. Wow. Come on. Oh, boy. What are we going to do here?
It's your problem, buddy.
Well, he's been to the well, as so to speak, 3 times on this lane. Has hit the pocket all 3 times. I think if he stays there, he'll eventually get a strike.
Okay.
Leads by 12, 7th frame.
Oh, no.
I said eventually, Chris.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
You know, this sets up a situation where do you go for the split and miss both pins, you would fall behind by 2 pins. If you go and get 1 pin, as you see the ball cutting through and leaving the 4-9. Now, if Ron goes for just 1 pin, he'll be an even match.
Darn.
If he misses them both, he'll be behind. And he went for the 1. Tie match.
And we're getting late in the King of the Hill match. $5,000 to the winner. The man on the short end of the score gets 0. But this man has $35,000 he will have when Cliff Taylor or Jack Cook present the check to Mike Aulby. Ooh. Big double, 10-pin lead for Aulby.
Okay, Aulby with that 4-step delivery carefully sets himself on the lane. We'll see how he's attacking the championship pair right about the center. He's going to almost walk perfectly straight, drifting a little bit to his right, and then projecting that ball out over between the first and second arrows. He can take a 20-pin lead.
Showboat has never been that unkind to Mike Aulby.
You're right. Well, he has a chance of losing his first game. Now, as you see, Aulby just gets a little soft with this ball, and there's not much room for margin of error, and he leaves the 4, 6, 7, 10. He'll just go for 2 of them. Boy, we've seen a lot of splits today, Chris.
You really have.
And on this pair in the last 3 years, remember we did the Seniors Championship here in the summer a couple years ago. We had some 140s and 150s. Last year's championship match was won by Sullins, 175 to 150 over Vespi. Just seems like nobody can conquer this pair, and right now Williams has an 8-pin lead, 3 frames left, King of the Hill.
Get up.
Parker Bohn shot at 232, but then in the title match lost to Mike Aulby 180 to 203. So it's a strange afternoon in Las Vegas.
He could read his lips. Get up. It does. He gets the wall shot, has an 8-pin lead, can extend to 18. And Chris, as you alluded to, some low scores. They've only averaged 192 so far for 6 games. And they're going right at that pace this match.
Please carry.
So now he leads by 18. Aulby 9th frame.
Aulby being very aggressive here in the 9th frame as he trails by 18, almost leaves another split. Has the 10-pin, his wife Tammy, sitting next to Commissioner Connor, trying to add up that scoreboard. He knows it's trouble.
As we mentioned, the loser of this King of the Hill match, no dollars.
And for Ron Williams, it's a possible bonus situation. If he would win his 3rd consecutive match, considering he gets by Aulby, goes for a bonus of $10,000 next week at the Quaker State. On at 1 Eastern. Now, Aulby, any chance to win, must throw 2 strikes. No strikes, no win.
All right.
He stays in there, but he needs 1 more strike. That would force Williams to mark.
So he's done all he can do.
Well, Aulby's got to just check his luck quotient right now. He's in a town of luck. He needs, he did what he had to do, as you said, Chris, through the 2 strikes now. He has to hope that something disastrous happens to Williams.
It's a 190.
They call this man the juggler, Chris, and the reason is he usually goes for the throat, as they say, when he needs it, and he needs it right now. He should go hard and straight. That's his symbol. Carry it. And that's a winner right there.
And still king. Ron Williams.
Been able to throw the clutch strikes when he has needed it. He did it in the final frame at DAC Delco. He put away Parker Bohn last week in Phoenix. And once again, he'll have a good game against Aulby.
Okay. Smiling King of the Hill. 3 weeks in a row he's been on our telecast. We'll be talking to him in a little bit. We'll be giving you the final score and the money rundown. But first, this.
You're about to see the power of subliminal advertising. Now, can you name bowling's hookingest and bashingest ball? It's the Rhino Pro line in several distinctive urethane formulations to improve any game. Only at your local pro shop.
Sports all the time when you need it. Updated every 10 minutes. Call the ABC Sports line at 1-900-420-4ABC. For just 75 cents a minute, you'll hear the late-breaking scores, news, and events. Call the ABC Sports line and stay on top of sports 24 hours a day. That's 1-900-420-4ABC. For only 75 cents a minute, you'll have a direct line to the wide world of sports when you call the ABC Sports line.
Dry skin, itch. What can stop it fast?
Lightning fast Lanacane starts working in a flash. Works on contact with the itch nerves that cause every itch. These can't.
The itch is gone.
Lightning fast Lanacane.
It's gone. But it isn't.
Here's strong medicine in a cough drop. Extra strength Vicks. With Vicks paper medicine so effective, it'll relieve your cough and help your scratchy throat and stuffy nose feel better, even after the drop is gone.
216, 190 in the King of the Hill. There you see the money involved today. $35,000 for the winner here in Las Vegas. And so on down the line, and of course, $5,000 bonus to our regular and still King of the Hill, Ron Williams. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chris. I'd like to thank everybody here at Showboat, Jack Cook, and all the wonderful fans here at Las Vegas. I enjoyed coming here. Thank you.
Needless to say,
I'm ready for next week. definitely a bonus. And I'd like to say hi to my wife and my 2 boys at home. I love you guys.
See you there. Yep. Congratulations. 21 championships. Hi, Chris. Hi, Tammy.
Oh, thanks, Chris. Showboat's been very good to me through the years, and if I'm in Vegas, I'm going to be here. And 21's great. It's nice to start out a year and have your expenses paid already. And I'm like Ron. Hopefully I'll see you next week.
Okay, speaking of expenses, Cliff Taylor is the Chief Operating Officer with the trophy, and Jack Cook, the manager of these magnificent lanes. They're stepping in here now with the spoils of victory. Hoosier.
Chris, here's a little trophy, and Jack's got a little money for you. It's good to see you win here again. Thank you.
Mike, you bowled great all week. It's getting to be a familiar occurrence here at the Showboat. Congratulations.
Tammy?
Oh, I'm just thrilled. His first one here and his 21st one here.
Oh. Yeah, it's really good. And it's the first one when Tammy and Christopher are both here with me. And like I said, Cliff and Jack have done a great job for us here. We look forward to coming back many, many years. And when I'm in Las Vegas, I'm at the Showboat.
Well, you're a wonderful example for the Professional Bowlers Association as its current president. And all I can say, you 2 people make nice children. Beautiful children. Okay, well, someone said I have 25 seconds more, so that's great. Let's talk about, I mentioned baseball cards, but you collect bowling balls.
Yes, this will be over 50 at least. I collect anything I win a title with or shoot 300 or 800 with, and Christopher, he plays with a lot of them, that's for sure. He was bowling on the other side while I was bowling out here.
Congratulations again, Mike, and to you, Ron, King of the Hill. See you both next week.